Virtual reality is often associated with video games, but well-known companies are now using it as a tool to train for potentially dangerous situations. The popular technology immerses users in a digital world, so major companies like Walmart, Chipotle, and Verizon are using VR to prepare employees for what they could see on the job. Tony Dokoupil experienced some of the training himself, and he's at a Verizon store right here in New York City. Tony, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. Here's a location you may recognize. Verizon has more than 1,600 stores like this one all across the country. They're places where frontline employees help people get connected and, of course, sell the gizmos and the gadgets to do so. But that can create a problem. It's a reality of retail that hot-ticket items like this can be a magnet for armed robbery, a dangerous scenario that can be difficult or even impossible to imagine, or was, until now.
Oh my God.
911! 911!
No! Put the phone down! Let's go, move!
Two gunmen strike as the store opens,
Take me to the inventory.
taking one employee hostage.
Let's go!
And going straight for the safe.
There's nothing in here! How do I get into the bottom part?
It was only a simulation, but as we learned firsthand at this Verizon training site outside Washington, D.C., the fear was all too real.
Open up the door. Turn around.
Holy. Virtual reality takes your brain elsewhere. So I'm standing here in a classroom, and my brain thinks I'm on a factory floor, on an airplane tarmac, in a Verizon store. So it's basically like visualization on steroids.
Derek Belch is the founder of Striver, which builds virtual experiences as a training tool, first for football teams, now for a growing number of major companies. Walmart's program lets sales associates feel the holiday rush. JetBlue technicians can inspect an airplane before takeoff. And this year, Verizon plans to send 15,000 frontline workers through a program aimed to put everyone at the wrong end of a gun.
When people come to work for Verizon, I imagine the potential for armed robbery is not something they're considering. So why remind them about it?
Well, because it's a reality. It's a reality. We can't ignore it.
Michael Mason is chief security officer at Verizon. He says that while Verizon sees fewer than 50 armed robberies a year, just one is enough to make the training worth it.
I wouldn't call it a minor problem. Anytime you get a gun stuck in your face, you get a knife stuck in your face, that's a serious problem.
Do you think this training has the potential to save a life down the road?
If nothing else, then an employee understands what he or she should be looking at in the bad guy when they're in, and if that helps identify a bad guy and take them off the street, that means they can't repeat that activity.
The training features 3 virtual reality experiences: an armed robbery at store opening, an armed robbery at closing, and a smash and grab job during store hours.
Whoa, hey!
Throughout the ordeal, employees answer questions about what to do in real time,
I'm coming for you.
then discuss it as a group.
How has your impression about store security changed?
The first thought to me was to keep calm so that the customers can stay calm.
Aruj Khalid manages a Verizon store in Reston, Virginia.
It was emotional. It was traumatic in a lot of ways. It was raw. It was just like awakening of what more I could be doing in my role to take that education piece and what happens day to day back to my team.
Verizon security chief says the goal of all this training isn't to protect the inventory, but in fact to protect the people. And I asked him why even talk publicly about this training, and he was clear. He said it's to send a message to the bad guys. If you come for the phones, if you come for the gadgets, the people in stores like this one are going to be prepared. Norah?
And that message is being sent. A good one, Tony. Thank you so much.